How's it going, guys? Panther Films here. Today we're going to be reacting to episode 4 of Agatha All Along. This episode is titled, If I Can't Reach You, Let My Song Teach You. Now, last episode we entered our first trial, which involved poisonous wine, and basically the coven had to make a potion that would save everyone from the poison. However, one person didn't make it, and that was Sharon, or Miss Hart, whatever. She didn't make it. She's dead. And now I guess we go on to the next trial, which, whatever that is, I don't know. We also saw a little bit of like backstory for each of the coven members. Like Jennifer, like we saw potentially the guy that like bound her, right? We saw Alice's mother. We saw Lilia, like when she was younger, I think, right? And then obviously Agatha had a bit of a vision which involved the dark hold. Like she heard the baby crying, she took off the covers and it was the dark hold, and then she kind of like whimpered in fear. I'm curious to see what happened there with her son. Like, is it as simple as like, oh, she just traded him for the dark hold, or is there more to it? I don't know. There was also a mention of Mephisto, which is kind of wild. And then there was also Teen. So everyone knows about Teen now in the coven, that he's got a sigil. We don't know why. We don't know who's protecting him, who put the sigil in him or on him. We do know that it only is for witch folk, though. So the weird thing is Sharon could probably hear his name. Maybe she couldn't, because she could be considered a witch. I don't know, because she entered the road. I don't know how it works. But like I said, Sharon's dead. Now it's time to go forth on the adventure with the coven. But technically now they'd need a new, what was it, Green Witch? But yeah, I mean that basically sums it all up. So let's stop do-lallying around with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode. Previously on Agatha All Along. Jesus.
A sigil is a spell?
Wonder why they're recapping that.
It's just a stupid song.
Okay, so she is the focus of the episode. It's her trial.
Sharon's dead.
Who's Sharon?
Didn't think you had it in you.
What, to die?
I didn't think you would want to know.
For all we know, her mother died on the road, too.
My mom did die on the road.
She could still be out here.
I doubt it.
She died on tour. Hotel fire. She said the road would save me.
From what? R.I.P. Mrs. Hart.
Sharon.
Well, shall we?
They've not finished burying her.
What's the problem now? A woman is dead, Agatha. Vamonos! Of course the road killed her. More power for the rest of us.
We still have the issue of our incomplete.
What the fuck is she doing?
We needed the whole gang to access the road. But after that, it's anybody's game. Burn and brew with Coven 2, and glory shall be thine.
Her mother recorded the most popular version of the ballad, so maybe we ask Alice.
Okay.
I feel like the theory of her not being on the road
Many
before
witches left the road with
is
you
true.
last time.
Never happened. She's lying.
Well, whatever. We still need a green witch. Where were you when Mrs. Hart needed protecting?
According to my count,
True, you didn't give her the hair.
how many doses of the antidote did she get? Potions, witch.
Is that how it works?
We can't go back.
Not until we finish.
Not without a replacement green witch.
People can't be replaced.
Can't they?
What if we summon a backup Green Witch? And by extension, we're rule breakers?
Sure.
Anybody got a spell book?
No. Oh. So they're gonna summon Ria?
Supra. Infra. Intra.
Is that her grave? That's Sharon's grave, isn't it?
And also not super political.
No, I don't think it is. I don't know. Did it work?
The spell must marinate.
She's just gonna burst out the ground. Yep. Jesus. Oh, it is Mrs. Hart. Wait, what? It's Ria. Oh, she's wearing green.
My lady.
What are you doing?
What's up?
I'm Rio.
What's up? Hey.
Less a green witch, more the green witch.
Jesus.
Oh, this is cool.
I can't tell if she's acting different than how she was before.
But charismatic lady's back.
Oh yeah, he saw her.
So, what do we think? Can we trust her?
No.
Do I hate her or do I want her phone number?
Same.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
What a scary bitch.
Uh-oh. Second trial. Who's dying this episode?
Go back, go around, go anywhere but in that house.
It follows you.
The road clearly does not.
Is that her house? The little motif there. The down the witch's road thing. No. New outfits.
Don't touch anything.
Feels like there's a story there.
Seriously, we're an album cover waiting to happen.
What happens next?
A test.
No cheating this time.
What?
She cheated, but at the end it didn't really matter.
Maybe there is like a riddle or a kickoff for this one too.
Uh-oh.
No.
No what? No what? What the fuck? Oh, is that like Salem trials? Oof. Wait, there's eyes there? I swear I just saw eyes in there. Yeah, definitely her trial then.
She was trying to open the road, wasn't she?
With her concerts.
Her fans were her coven.
Am I wispy or am I kooky?
A bit of both, if I'm honest.
Alice.
What?
Alice, don't.
Don't what?
It's like
Don't what?
spirits are speaking through her. Is that what's happening? Because she's been saying some weird shit. Last episode she said, I love you. And then we've got to save Agatha was one of them. Like,
Who are these people?
Oh, they're my new best friends.
I'm feeling impatient.
You're too early.
It wasn't up to me. Ferried the closest, most appropriate candidate down. Or up.
or sideways. Could be somewhere in another dimension that's just that way.
Oh. Many hands.
Because he reminds me of my son.
You and me.
Like old times?
What the fuck?
I get the pleasure of watching you do what you do best. Kill all the witches around you. One by one.
Hey, that's my coven you're talking about. I'm not that kind of witch anymore.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I thought it was a clue!
She said don't touch anything. It's Mephisto. Mephisto's coming. That's Zuba.
Curse.
Each trial is a curse.
Trials started. Why are you smiling?
She's a tourist.
Can she get cursed, Rio?
Maybe this curse isn't so bad.
It's a curse. All curses are bad.
I feel lighter.
Ooh. Why is she burning?
I'm gonna need you to draw one of those circles around me right now.
Once vengeance is loosed, you can't reel it back in.
The only way to end a curse is to face it.
Oh, Jesus. But why was Alice feeling lighter?
Her shoulders.
Ah. Burn? What is this? It obviously it's related to Alice. Like, she knows what this is. The Ballad of Witch's Road.
And everything I touch turns to shit. I couldn't save her.
Okay, it's a family, like, kind of curse.
Are we talking about a generational curse?
Oh, you poor thing.
Poor us! Now we have our family's old ass curse?
I mean, there's probably a way to stop it. Why'd it do that? It's like he was trying to get him out of the picture.
You're right. That's the solution.
What, play the Witch's Road?
All signs point to a jam session.
What good will it do?
We won't die.
What did Lorna want from the road?
Stopping the curse.
You should have burned to a crisp years ago, but here you are.
Hey, she was saved.
Someone
Hmm.
And maybe now it can protect us. Zills.
What? Where did you get that from? I mean, I feel like we're not that far into the episode. We're gonna fuck it up somehow. Is Teen gonna get cursed? Maybe not. That's why it threw him away. I mean, they're obviously going to abuse this song. It's a good song. Shouldn't it be Alice that's singing? What? What was that? Where's she getting all this? Like, she had a triangle before. Oh, it's Mephisto.
I can see it.
Ew. What is it? Ooh. That's Mephisto. That actually kind of looks like Morbius. Wait, is she gonna die? Ooh. No. I guess, no one's dying this episode. Except the curse. Why did that feel short? Like, I feel like there should have been more that happened. Oh.
What happened? What's wrong with him?
Oh yeah, he's got... Oh, that's what it was. What the fuck happened? Oh, a piece of glass went into him?
There's so much blood. He's young. He's strong.
Don't. Water and moonlight.
Oh, okay.
Moonlight?
Hurry.
Okay, I got it.
Well, lucky there was water there.
They're making it worse.
Agatha obviously, really cares. But I have a feeling it's not her son. It'd be too obvious if it was a son.
We should move him somewhere more comfortable.
So what happened? Was it glass that just, went into him? Because he looked down it. I thought it was something on the guitar.
I'm an 11th generation root worker and midway.
Okay, this is why the trial was shorter, because we got time afterwards, right?
Now you know.
Yeah.
It was all for you. And that makes you sad. You know the worst part of being a witch? All the misconceptions and rumor mongering. We've all got an extra nipple.
You guys don't have extra nipples? I'm covered in nipples.
What the fuck?
A sigil works on the witch you casted as well. That's why we don't use them as much. They're super irritating. So before you ask how, in that curious little voice of yours, the answer is when they're no longer needed. You don't have to know a person's name to know who they are.
He's not your son, Agatha.
What really happened to your son?
I actually am curious what did happen, though. There has to be more to it than just she gave him up.
We're not staying here long.
Alright, well, fuck you. That's something for, the finale.
How is he? Mouthy. Knitting needle to the elbow.
Ugh.
You ever hear of the Daughters of Liberty?
No.
Exactly.
I've got a scar. A long time ago,
In a galaxy far, far away.
I loved someone,
No, Agatha.
thing that I did not want to do, even though it was my job.
She took her son.
She is my scar.
Don't think for a second I've forgotten what you said in the sound booth.
What the fuck was that?
Agatha?
Oh! She was going in for a kiss.
That boy isn't yours.
She said that like she knew that it isn't. Who's a kid though? How is it connected to Mephisto? Well, another episode down. And surprisingly, nobody died. But I guess, if they kept doing that, it'd be a bit too predictable, like someone dies each trial. Even though that does kind of make sense. Because when you think of trials, you also do kind of think of the Salem trials. But I'd say overall, this episode was just another okay, decent episode, It did what it needed to do, which was kind of explore Alice's, backstory a bit and get more into, what's going on with her. And I do find it interesting because now it makes sense, now that I thought about it. But when she said she feels lighter, it was the demon or the curse getting off her shoulders, right? That's why she felt lighter. And it, jumped on everyone else's shoulders. So I think that's cool. Like, that's a cool little detail that I didn't pick up on immediately. Obviously, you wouldn't. You'd be like, why does she feel lighter? And then you see why. But that demon, or whatever it was, there's a lot of... I don't know if it's just me, but this show has a lot of Mephisto stuff. I mean, I get why, because obviously the WandaVision stuff, like, everyone was like, oh, it's Mephisto, but now it actually could be Mephisto. Rio has said she's been sent by someone. Who? And for something, I don't understand why Agatha keeps saying, like, don't. Like, I kind of get why she said it to Lilia, but why did she say it to Rio? Like, Rio was just looking, and then Agatha just went, don't. Don't what? Like, I'm gonna have a wacky theory here. She did kind of mention it. Like, ferrying up, down, or whatever, right? Up or down. So is she basically kind of like a witch that's been, like, maybe stuck? Like, she's being ordered to do things by this higher entity that could be Mephisto. But she's like a ferryman. You know, kind of like Greek mythology and stuff like that. You know, like a ferryman of death. You take, like, the people that die and take them to where they need to go, type of thing. You know what I mean? But they're not. But she's not death itself. Like, it's more. She's the ferry to death, right? If you get what I'm saying. Like Supernatural, the fucking Reapers or whatever, right? And then you have, like, Death, like, is the man in charge or whatever, right? That's what I see. Like, she's maybe like a subordinate that's just taking people that die. So she could have took Sharon, which makes sense considering she jumped out of her fucking grave, which I thought was a bit weird. Or was she Sharon? Because I heard theories about that. And the reason I'm saying that is because, like, obviously what she said about Agatha at the end, she is my scar. She hurt someone. Did she take Agatha's son? Because he died and she had to take him to wherever. The pieces of the puzzle are there, but it's like, is she actually just like a ferry to death, or is she someone else? Because, like, she mentioned it, like, she was ordered to do something. Like, by who? Who ordered her to do it? Death itself, which would be kind of wild that they'd actually do Death in MCU after Thanos, because, like, what the fuck? But that makes sense to me. Like, she's a subordinate of potentially Mephisto, Death, whatever. That brings people that die to the next place or whatever. Because, like, that makes sense. The reason why Agatha said don't. Because Team was dying, and she said don't take him. Maybe that was like the full line of dialogue, don't take him. So she must know, which means it happened to her son. Like, she's a ferry for death. Or whatever the, like, term, the ferryman. Right? Like Greek mythology, like the Hades, you know, what's he called? I forgot what his fucking name's called. Now it also makes sense, now that I think about it, like, as to what happened with Teen, right? I just thought, like, Glass impaled him when they were doing the song. Like, Glass smashed and hit it in the side, and that's why he looked down, because it happened. But when he looked down, I couldn't tell what it was at first. It was hard to see, because the way it was, like, shot just weird, and with, like, the, like, comic panel things that they did, right? That was a bit strange. But I guess, like, each episode has its own like kind of style when it comes to, like, filming it and shit. Like, there was a lot of them zoom in shots and zoom out shots for this episode, which I guess is that like more 80s. I guess it kind of felt like 80s, like 70s, 80s. I thought at first though, just because, like, I couldn't tell what it was, I thought it was the guitar. You know what I mean? Like, I thought the guitar was damaged, and then that would mean, like, maybe it wouldn't work immediately. But yeah. I guess that's not what happened. What happened is that he got thrown through the glass by the fucking demon, the curse, and the glass impaled him. But it's interesting that the curse decided to throw him away. Probably because of the sigil, right? The sigil's protecting him from any kind of curse or whatever, right? Now what they should have done is did the protection spell, like the little line, the circle, like around everyone, and just have them stand in one place so they wouldn't get hit. But I guess that's, like, at that point it was too late, right? Because, like, once you're cursed, it doesn't really matter. Now, does the scar lift? Like, once the demon or the curse thing is done. But how did that happen in the first place? Like, how did her mother get cursed? You know what I mean? Like, that's interesting. Like, how did that happen? Also, Rio didn't get affected by the curse. Like, she was the only character that didn't get affected by the curse. And I guess Teen. But Teen makes sense because he's got the sigil. With Rio, it's like, well, why didn't she get the curse? It's because, like, she's a ferryman of death, so she doesn't have a heart, right? They did kind of say that she has like a black heart or whatever. Maybe that's why. Maybe you need to have a beating heart and aren't protected by any kind of sigil for it to work. Also, I kind of like that, they sung the Ballad of Witches' Road again, which obviously had a different genre for this episode. But like I said, it feels very 80s, 70s, 80s, that kind of works. Unless that's what they're going to be doing each episode. Having practical sets is genius, because like everything's so much less expensive. And you can do CG, but just do it in a way that's utilised when it should be utilised. So for instance, like maybe the demon creature or like the road, right? When they're doing the shots of the house in the distance. Obviously that needs to be CG. But yeah, overall I did enjoy the episode. I do think it's a little bit strange that the trial felt shorter than the last trial, but I guess they needed more time for, Rio to come into the story and then tease you a little bit more about what happened in the past with Agatha. Which, I guess we'll have to wait a few more episodes to find out. Or we wait until Agatha's trial, because each episode is each person's trial, right? Like, last episode I think was Jennifer's, right? This episode obviously was Alice. Next episode could be Lilia, and then maybe Rio, and then maybe Agatha. I don't know. Yeah, that basically sums it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.